Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of New Video Let's Talk. There's no introduction needed again, Today we have the Suzy Slayer. We have, the queen herself.
The sinister one.
The sinister one. Sarah Farrugia.
Sarah, I'm back.
Back from Rough N Rowdy, huh?
Yeah, I'm back.
Thanks for taking the time and sitting down with us.
Of course. It was so fun the first time. I was really nervous the first time. But it was like my first podcast. So
Exactly.
we're back.
How do you feel now?
I feel good.
Yeah?
Yeah, you guys are like friends now, so it's just like...
No, honestly, it was really good, like the relationship after it. And
Yeah.
even too, to see you win, that's crazy.
Yeah, you guys watched it, obviously, so...
Wild. Honest,
Let's talk about that first, right?
you absolutely destroyed Suzy. Right? Like, that's crazy. Like, I guess tell us from the beginning, you know what I mean? Because as we all know, Suzy was talking a lot of shit in the weigh-in. You know what I mean? Like, she went above and beyond.
I didn't even know she was going to come out like that.
Let me just play a clip.
Let's pull it up.
She got
I didn't know,
loud.
See, I was like shitting my pants right before. Like, me and Lauren, she's over there, my assistant.
Okay.
Before we were getting ready in the hotel to go, I just like didn't know what to expect, right? Because I was like, are we like weighing on screen? Like, I don't know what was going on. But then she just came out like that, and I was like,
she
damn.
came out barking. Let's see.
Let me hear this.
London, Ontario, okay, from up north. How do you feel about stepping into a ring for the first time against somebody like this?
All I know is that this bitch is a fucking clout chaser. She's the one that fucking slid in my DMs talking about, I want to fight you. So I'm gonna give her a fight.
I was just like laughing the whole time.
I'm gonna
I just
give her.
didn't even know what to say.
I'm gonna give her 5 minutes of fame, and I'm gonna take it away. That's the last thing she said.
I'm like,
there.
okay.
You know what's wild too? Just hearing her say, she's messaging me, let's fight. Is her demeanor like that? Like coming at you,
I literally was like, I'm down. I'm like, I'm so pumped. And she like left me on red. I'm like, okay.
so I guess let's just bring it back to the weigh-in. Like, take us through that emotion, because you started beefing your sister too, right?
Yeah, that was okay. So obviously, like when we were about to do the weigh-in, I don't want to say like I blacked out, but like I don't really understand what happened. And then like all of a sudden, she's like screaming at my sister, and then next minute we're on like Dave Portnoy's Twitter. So I'm like, I don't know what's going on here, but it was great. Like I know it was all, you could say it was like fake beef, but I thought it was like kind of real. Like like I don't know, I still kind of think it is. So I don't know.
It's crazy too, because like did you feel like there was beef when you're flying there, right? Because you got to think about that trip. How was that?
Yeah, like I just didn't know how she was gonna come out. Like I don't know. And then the next day when we did that second podcast, she was so nice. So then she just like threw me off the entire time. I was just like, I don't get the vibes here.
Yeah, because when I saw that second podcast, what was the podcast called again?
It's called Plan Bri Uncut. So both of them, like Brianna and Grace, work for Barstool Sports. They have like a podcast, but Grace was fighting, so they did like a whole thing in the ring, and then they wanted me to ambush Suzy's podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
So I threw her off, but I still like. They were like, hey, bring like your beefy self. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
So that I like came in, I don't know. I was expecting to like do the same thing as the night before, but she was being so nice. So I was like, I don't really get what's going on.
And like, honestly, like that's when I kind of was like, okay, like I don't think Suzy's like ready. You know what I mean? Like,
no,
she was too like jolly. She was too like, she wasn't like, she didn't seem like she was ready to fight. She seemed kind of scared of you.
Yeah.
During that podcast with like Brie or whatever, right?
Yeah.
So like that was interesting to see.
Yeah, it was, I don't know. And then she was like, midway through, she was like, I don't even know if I'm cheering for myself. And I'm like, why? I'm like, don't say that now. Like,
especially after barking so loud.
That's what I mean. I'm like, what happened?
Like a chihuahua almost?
Bro, it was worse. It was like a chihuahua, a little Frenchie chihuahua.
Don't ever say Frenchies, bro.
I said a mix.
Nah, we don't stand up for the Frenchies, but no.
Oh, you like Frenchies?
I own one, so like,
okay, cute.
But going back to it, it's like, how do you feel after that kind of relationship? Like, we were like, do I like her? I don't like her, and like, what are you guys now?
Yeah, no, it was always just like, I've actually met Suzy before. She said like she never met me before, but I actually have met her.
What?
we were at like it was like some random party in like February, but we're with the same agency, so I think that's like what we talked about. We talked for like literally 2 minutes, but yeah, it's just like funny how it all came together. Like. Yeah.
Because like in that sequence, I guess. So like after, she's all of a sudden so nice to you, during that podcast, then you go probably to get ready for the fight. So you're thinking like she's not going to be that mad, or like what are your thoughts before the fight? Like right before?
Yeah, before the fight. Well, I saw her like here and there for like check-ins and stuff, and like obviously she didn't talk to me like I just don't want to be friends with someone I'm about to punch in the
Yeah,
face. Like,
fair
I just,
enough.
like,
fair.
even sparring at the gym, like, I don't even, they have to hit me hard first before I hit them hard. Like, I can't just come in, like,
Oh, so you're like,
I
hit
feel
me first.
bad.
You're
Yeah, like,
hit me first, hit me
Yeah.
angry, let me
yeah,
taste blood.
like, let
and
me
then-
see your power, and then,
Okay.
like, I'll come back,
Okay,
you know? But, like, so yeah, like, I don't know. Suzy was my favorite out of that vlog squad or whatever you want to call it anyway. So then,
Really?
yeah, like, before this happened, like, I don't know. I feel like I liked her the most.
What was it? That you
When they were,
liked
like,
about her?
popping. Like, I obviously don't watch them
When they were
anymore, but,
popping,
like,
whoa.
oh, wait,
Whoa.
sorry, I didn't
Back
mean
in the
to
day.
that. Like,
Throwback.
No, but like,
like, you know.
this is just truthfulness, right? Like at
Yeah.
the same time we grow and like things that we used to like we don't now.
Yeah.
Right? So like
no, yeah, I did like her vibe, but just, like, I still don't believe, like, it actually happened. But, yeah, it was definitely
so
something.
I guess like take us to fight night, like, you know, like maybe an hour before the fight, like how are you getting ready with your coaches? How are you prepping
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah.
This is like the time where I was like really scared. So
Really?
Yeah. Eh?
oh, I don't know, like it was hitting me, but I was barely eating. Like I couldn't eat. Like Mark, my coach, had to like force feed me potatoes in the locker room. But I think it was real when the guy started wrapping my hands.
Oh, yeah.
And his name's Simon, but Mark actually knew him, my coach.
Yeah.
They
Oh,
like
wow.
saw
Small
each
world.
other there, and they're like,
Mark's well plugged in.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah,
like because he's like actually a boxer. So yeah, and then he had a friend named Daniel, and they like came into our room, but because they're all Canadian, so it was really fun. But I had my own locker room,
Yeah.
like with my name on it, and apparently it was only for the main events. So I just like there's a bunch more people in my locker room. I was
Yeah.
like, you guys can just chill in here, like
that's
whatever.
sick.
Yeah, so we were doing like shadow boxing in the shower. Like it was just it was fun. But that was warm up, and then I was like fifth last to go on. So it was just it was like a lot of waiting. That was the scariest part.
Yeah. Are you like
But-
keeping yourself moving the whole time? Like
Yeah, doing pads with Mark, and then like everyone there, just the environment was so great. Everyone was so nice. I'm friends with like half of the Rough N Rowdy people now.
That's
like
cool.
That's
and the
sick.
Barstool Sports people were really nice too. Just like I was expecting that environment, but they were just like way more inclusive than I
Yeah,
thought,
yeah.
which
That's
I really
awesome.
loved. Yeah.
Did you find the whole environment was kind of on the same page? Like, you know, a lot of these guys or women too, right? Like, or people in general are just getting ready to fight. Like,
Yeah.
was everyone on the same page? Did you
I
find
think
some
so.
people were just kind of chilling, not like...
No, I think everyone was on the same like vibe. The energy in that building is insane. Like even my parents and like my family and my friends that I brought, like I feel like everyone was on this energy high that like I've never seen them like that before.
Yeah.
It was just like really fun.
So your whole family went?
Yeah, my whole family
That's
went.
crazy.
Lauren went.
Yeah,
Dalton, that was my videographer. My boxing coach, and then Selena, obviously
Yeah,
from the
yeah,
videos. And then some of her friends, but yeah, it was just like I had a really good support system.
So 5 minutes before, like, you know, are you listening to any bangers? Like, are
No,
you,
I had no headphones.
no headphones.
track?
You're just-
Nothing.
yeah.
No, I don't know what I was doing. I was watching like the Ring Girls on the screen. I was just like, okay.
Yeah, Coca liked them too.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, they weren't bad. They weren't
No,
bad.
yeah. And then my song came on. I came out to Family Ties, like Kendrick Lamar,
Yeah,
but I
yeah,
couldn't
yeah.
even hear it. Like it sounded like it was on like a Beats pill. I'm like,
Oh, shit.
am I supposed to walk out? Like
Yeah.
no one told me. And then I was walking too fast, told me to slow down. And then
Nervousness, that's why you feel?
I was obviously nervous because like I was going down like a little pathway, but
Yeah.
I was just more. As soon as I got in the ring, I was like game time. Like I don't even see anyone around me. Like it was just me and Suzy.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
And so you said you would stare her down like Muhammad Ali, or what
No,
or
like
was it
Mike
Mike
Tyson?
Tyson? Yo,
Did a little...
No, my cousin John showed me this video, and it's like a minute video of Mike Tyson of what he would do before he gets into the ring, and he's like leading up to the ring, like I'm so scared of this person, but as soon as I get in the ring, like I'm a god, like that's what he says, and
Yeah.
I'm like
Yeah,
okay. So I get in the ring, and then pretty much he says like I stare down my opponent until they break eye contact with me, because as soon as they break eye contact, like I have it in
Yeah,
the
yeah.
bag.
Like a dog.
And
This is
if
funny
you,
because I train my dog like
Yeah,
that.
like a
Yeah,
dog.
like-
Like a
straight,
dog.
up,
it
straight
is.
up, like my dog doesn't sit. I just look at him like this until he sits, and I'm like, good boy, you know.
yeah,
Like, anyways.
yeah. So I was training Suzy.
Anyway.
Yeah, so I get into the ring, and I'm like, if you actually watch it, like I'm just literally like this staring at
Yeah.
Suzy, and she's like walking around the ring just like not looking at me at all, and I'm like, she's
I got
done.
this. It's over.
I'm
It's
like,
over
I don't
right
even
there.
have to punch her, like it's just over.
So okay, you know they're ready to go, And then you know, it starts and you approach her. Like, did you literally know first couple seconds? Like,
So,
this is
yeah,
over.
It was the first 5 seconds that I was most scared about because I'm like, she could come out with like a right hook
Some
that's
combos.
like insane.
Yeah.
But I learned this defense technique, whatever. It's called long guard, and it's like you literally stick your hand out and you keep your like opponent away because they can't. If someone is like has your hand in your face, like you can't really hit them.
So creating distance.
Yeah, so it's like no matter what size you are, like Suzy could have done that to me, and there's no way I actually would have. Like I could have hit her, but it would have been really hard.
Yeah.
Like Danae, she's a girl I sparred with. She's like 5'1" at my gym.
Yeah.
And she like beat the shit out of me. Like actually cried after. Like it was bad. Yeah, she would do this, or
so
like
height doesn't matter.
no, like I would throw a hook, completely dodge it. Like I was just so frustrated.
So hold up, height doesn't matter.
Oh,
I'm just
are we
asking.
gonna get
Hold
into
up.
that?
I will get there. I'm just asking. Let me build my case. Cause like a lawyer, let me build my case. So height, like a 5'1" got you, right? And you're taller than
5'1"
her.
got me. Yeah.
Okay, keep going.
Yeah,
Keep going. Go on.
we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, it was so anyway, doesn't matter about your size. Yeah. But anyway, so it happened. I got into the ring. First like 5 seconds, it was obviously just like constant punches. Cause it's not even like a boxing match. It's like a brawl. Like it's not even like it's a minute. Like just beat the shit out of each
Rough
other.
and Rowdy,
like,
just fucking.
we're not calling an 8-second count if you're literally bleeding. Like you're fine.
It was what 3 rounds of 2 minutes, correct?
It's 3 rounds of 1 minute.
Okay, so whoa, so even
Yeah,
quicker than it's a
it's
3-minute fight
literally-
technically.
It's 3-minute fight. Like just beat the shit out of each other for 3 minutes and you're done. Like
Okay.
they want to show. Like it's not even a boxing match. Like they literally want to show.
Yeah.
So anyway, we go out. First round for me, I think was like my worst round because it was like she obviously wasn't gassed yet, and it was just like punches everywhere. It just wasn't good.
Yeah.
And then second round hit, and that was my favorite part. Like I still watch that. Like the first like 15 seconds, I'm like, I'm good. Like that's all I needed to see.
Yeah.
That's when I felt like I knew I had her the first round, but the second round I was like, okay. But yeah, that was great. And then the third round, this girl was not knocking out. Like I was like, why isn't this girl on the floor?
Go to
Like,
bed, go to bed, bedtime.
no, like I was saying, I was like, she has like a chin. Because if that was me, I like. My coach literally said he would have thrown in the towel halfway through. Like it was no, like actually though, like
you know what, Suzy, we'll give you your credit.
no,
You
that
got a
like
good
that
chin.
was good. I have to give her that. Like she took those punches. So yeah, I don't know. That was fine. But the last round, I threw these 2 hooks that were like, I tried so hard. I was like, I want this like bonus knockout money. Like
Yeah.
there was money on it.
There was.
You were going
I
so
was
damn
lit-
hard.
I know. I was like, this could be good.
What was the knockout prize for bonus?
I can't
you
say.
Okay.
NDA, bro. NDA.
Yeah, maybe I'll tell you. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to go try. I threw these 2, and she would knock out. I'm like, okay. I'm like, that was me trying, and now I'm just gonna like wait till the end to like keep fighting.
Yeah.
So
like she was tough because like from what I saw at least, bro, it was literally just punches to her face, like you swinging very nicely, and then her just like getting punched like a bobblehead.
I felt
and then
bad.
She started like punching your body, like no defense. Like
yeah,
she, like,
no, because like
did she train? Like no, for real though. Like
I got you.
Did she train though?
Apparently.
no, she did. She did.
Apparently,
But
For how long? Like,
I just think her team just like
What your coach say?
she should have just sparred with girls. That's the moral of the story. She should have got the shit beat out of her from that made no sense.
Yeah, because
she just should have got in the ring with girls.
yeah, like she should have had more like real life experiences.
I had real life experience.
Yeah,
wasn't she saying she was sparring with guys and like
Yeah.
but like it wasn't actually like she was just saying she was getting one hit by guys, but
I knew when she said that, like from training too. I knew when she said that, I already was gonna win because like when guys fight you, they're not actually trying to hit you. Like obviously, maybe like you could. I don't know.
or your coach.
Yeah, like he just girls will actually hit you. I don't know. Like maybe that's just like my experience, but damn, yeah, like I don't know.
Yeah,
She wasn't ready.
She wasn't. She really wasn't. I'm shocked. Like I'm shocked she was like
So cocky.
so cocky and not ready. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
how can you talk so much shit and then know in your heart like fuck, I don't really know how to box. Like you know what I mean? Oh, a little phone call. Anyways,
Is that the manager? I don't think so.
but no, back to it though. So at the end of the fight, you know, you beat her up. You clearly win. Run through the emotions of that.
Okay, now looking. Okay, so obviously when I won, I was just like super pumped. Like I was just like, whatever, this is great. Like I won. And then the girl, I didn't really know what to do. Like, what do you do after you win a fight? You know, people like jump on like the sides sometimes. I'm like, I'm not doing that. Like,
why not?
I don't even know what to, I actually didn't know what to do. Okay. So I won. I took the belt. The girl was like, can I put the belt on you? I'm like, sure. So she puts it on, and then Suzy passes me, and I tap her, but she doesn't look at me, and I'm like, okay. Yeah. But now looking back at it, I kind of did wish I, like, as soon as I won, I did just like give her a tap or like hug her or something. But like, in the moment, I just like wasn't thinking that. I was just like, I fucking won. Like, my months of training have like literally paid off.
Yeah, you're
like
celebrating.
Yeah, like I just, obviously this is our first fight. Like, I didn't know what to do. Like, now if I know, you know what I mean? Like, I've played sports my whole life, so it's like sportsmanship means a lot to me. So I don't know.
No, but
it was a weird environment.
In your vlog, I did notice that like you had a part where you were like, right after your fight, you're like, where's Suzy? And like you were talking to your friend, and you're like, where is she? I actually feel bad. Like I want to go see if she's okay. Like you were genuinely saying that from the bottom of your heart. You know what I mean? So
yeah, no. As soon as I won, I literally asked. Well, her manager came up to me after and actually said like, sorry, we feel like we didn't give you we weren't nice to you with sportsmanship. That's what he said. Because I think before, like even the night before, they just obviously that was like
painted
weird.
The picture, the narrative. Like, she's the bad guy. We're gonna go against her.
And like when I won, I immediately wanted to like go see her, but she was obviously in front of me. We were separated by like the interviewers because I know we had to do interviews. Yeah, so as soon as I won, I wanted to go to her locker room, and they wouldn't let me because like she obviously was probably upset and stuff. But I asked like multiple times until he let me go in, and it was like a half hour later. And then there was like 40 people in her locker room. I pretty much said like, good job. Like I didn't know what to say. Like she still got in the ring. Like that's great.
Yeah,
like,
you gotta give anyone
she took
who
those
goes
fucking
in the ring,
hits. Like
even
that was
to
great.
Go on camera to do that.
Anyone to accept the fight in front of so many people, like you gotta respect.
I think that's the craziest part. Is like you gotta remember, it's like it's a big bet, right?
Yeah.
Like you're betting on yourself, and then the outcome is whatever.
If I lost too, I'd probably be so upset. Like you know what I mean? It's just like you win some and you fucking lose some. Like I don't know. So
you're a winner though.
Yeah. But so I went into her room. I don't know. Because I remember at the end of the podcast of the Plan Brie one, she was like, yeah, like I'll invite her to drinks or whatever. So I was like, let's go like out and drink. Like, I didn't want beef at all. Like I was like, we finished it. We're like done. Yeah. Like that was great. Like we did it.
Almost like a performance.
Yeah, it was like a bucket list. Like we're done. Like you know what I mean?
Did you drink after?
I drank after, but like it was literally like 1:00 when we went to the club. So, and then everything closed at 1:30.
Yeah. And then the next day, did you have to come back to Canada then, or?
Yeah. We went to bed at 4:30 and we had to we went to the airport at 6:30.
Wow.
We had 2 hours of a little sleep.
So like, let's say, I guess leaving there, did you feel like you and Suzy leaving good terms or bad terms or?
Well, I didn't text her right after, but I texted her, I think like on the flight home.
Yeah.
Cause like even my coach was like, don't text her, like blah, blah. And I'm like, no, like I actually need to text her. Like, I don't know, whatever. It was, there's like obviously no hard feelings towards her at all. Yeah.
So I guess to now, you know, she released a podcast recently. You know what I mean? And I guess
like 2 days ago.
Yeah, and it seems like.
But when this comes out, it's gonna be like.
Well, yeah. Well, we'll get the.
Okay, yeah.
Well, there's buffer in between. We'll be like from where we're at right now. We'll be 2 weeks out, right? So it's like
it'll be soon. But anyways, my point is that it looked like she had a lot of excuses. You know, like she said a lot of like crazy shit on that podcast.
I was watching that podcast and it actually made me upset. Jason Nash. I don't know who the other guy is, but she just like was talking about it, and she made a whole post about me. Like she pretty much was like, it's out, like I got beat up on live TV, like whatever.
And I was like, props, right?
Yeah, and I was like, that's a really nice post. And then like I see this podcast and I'm like, okay, like fuck, like. But anyway, in the podcast, like, you know what she said.
What part bugged you the most about the podcast?
Okay, this is still bothering me.
Yeah,
She's saying I lied about my height, and I'm like, she thinks I'm 5'9".
Okay, hold up. Weren't we talking earlier that when you do boxing, it's not about height, it's about weight?
It has nothing to do with
height. Why the fuck she care? Huh? I'm just asking.
No, like, it's a weight class. It's literally not a height class. Right? Well, leading up to the fight, I was watching so many fights. Like, I literally watched this fight. It was like Mike Tyson fights a giant, and I was like, okay. So I watch it, and the guy's like probably 6 something, and Mike Tyson's like 5'9". I think he's like he's one of the shortest boxers in the world. Like he was like, I don't know, top whatever. Anyway, Mike Tyson beat the shit out of him. Like it has nothing to do with height.
Yeah. So then she's claiming that you're 5'9". She's like, you lied about it.
But that still that doesn't even matter. If Suzy was 6 feet and I was 5'5", it's
so up her ass.
I overtrained obviously for this event.
And like you said, it was in the weigh-in, right?
Yeah, it was. Wait, for what?
Like, it all depends on the weigh-in. It's not about the height.
I weighed in at 165. I think she weighed in at 160. So that doesn't even make a difference.
What was it? It was an 8-pound catch weight, you said?
Yeah, 8 pounds. We had to be within 8 pounds. We were within 5.
Yeah.
So that one podcast she was on, it has a lot of reach. So there could be a lot of misinformation.
I know, and the comments
misinformation
are like,
about this. So because of that, got a measuring stick. Okay,
let's bring it out.
They're saying that she's 5'9". Let's take a look here.
Hold on, guys. My legs are really sore. This first workout yesterday.
Let me see. She said you
I'm like 6'9".
You're like 5'5".
I'm
5'4" and a bit.
Yeah, I'm not even 5'5" and a half.
Here we go. The climb is
Keep it
real
straight
here.
down.
The climb is real here.
Look at that.
Hold up. We made a pan to Sarah. Whoa. We got
Not even 5'5" and a half.
Like, look at this.
5'5". Nah, she's maybe 5. Not even. Yeah, 5'5" and a half. Yo, is she crazy?
Wait.
No,
Yeah, no.
this is
wait.
like this is
Here's
on the
5'9".
ground.
5'9's
No,
up
like
here.
I'm not 5'9".
5'9's up here, and like you can't even see her head.
Yeah. Anyways, okay.
That's clear.
Anyways.
I'm sorry.
We aren't 5'9".
Listen,
It has
now
nothing to do with height.
now that that's super clear though,
Now that the
I'm
truth-
just happy that the misinformation's done though. You know what I
Me
mean?
too.
Like she was saying that you lied about your height. She was saying you're 5'9". Clearly, like
She also said
you're barely 5'5".
I'm barely. Like, I'm literally
No,
5'6".
5'6". She's barely 5'6". She's 5'5".
No,
No, she's 5'5" and a half.
but you're short.
Yeah. No, I'm not 5'8".
You're not much taller than Suzy. Is a better answer.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're back.
We're back.
And then she was also saying about the judges, which confused me too for like a good 3 days. Because right after the fight happened, my aunt was like, they said it was unfair. Like, they said the fight was unfair. And that's literally, I started crying after I won. Like, we were in the hotel room. Emmy set up this like whole room for me, like drinks. And I literally went back to my room and cried. Like, I was just so upset. Lauren was so mad at me. Like, she's like, why are you crying? Like, you just worked your ass off for this. And I just, like, hearing that they said it was unfair made me mad, but they didn't say that. So anyway, a few days later, we're watching it. And the entire time, Dave Portnoy was screwing up my name because apparently on the list, it said I was supposed to be in the red corner and Suzy's supposed to be in the blue corner. So every time they were looking at Suzy's name, they said Sarah, if that makes sense. Like, if you re-listen to
Because
it.
there's 2 S's. I'm
Yeah,
assuming, right?
so it was Sinister
Okay.
Sarah and then, like, Suzy. So he literally said, word for word, was like, he said, whoever put that fight together, it was unfair to Dave's brain because there's too many S's.
Yo, that's funny.
He's like, and then he literally says Sarah, Suzy, Sinister Sarah, like, and then the guy in the back was like, yeah, it was confusing. But I totally get why people, like, if you're just watching that and it says unfair, you're like, because he literally said unfair to whoever put that fight together.
Like I remember, like
I see.
when I saw the clip, I had to
Yeah.
actually listen to it a few times because
Me
it
too.
does sound like that, but you actually have to listen to where he says Dave's brain.
Me too. I'm
Yeah.
like, they said it was unfair. I'm like, great, now I look
See,
stupid.
and that's the weird part, right? You can just clip something and make it sound like that, right?
Exactly. No, it was about the S's.
Yeah.
So, like, okay, that makes me feel better.
Yeah.
Like, at least they didn't say it was unfair.
Even too, it's kind of wild seeing like those big UFC stars
That
talking
was
about you.
crazy.
Like you're
Yeah.
like professional top ranked fighters are literally talking about how you whooped her ass.
Yeah, and they
How'd that
said
make you
best
feel?
fight of the night. Like,
Yeah,
I saw
literally
that.
top fight. How'd that make you feel?
That was crazy. Like, I know who Adam 22 is and Brandon Shrub.
And then Rampage
Yeah,
Jackson
like,
was there, like one of the baddest motherfuckers.
Yeah, like that was sick. Like, I don't know. That was cool because they were. If you watch that podcast, they were barely even watching any of the fights.
Yeah,
like,
and then you came on.
yeah, and then
like,
they did like tune out for like 2 rounds, but then they were like, wait, like that was good.
Yeah.
So that made me feel great. That was fun. But yeah.
Did anybody reach out to you after like the Rough N Rowdy fight? Like a lot of people you didn't know before.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
got like. You mean like just random people?
Like random people, also like people maybe influencers as well, or like other people in the business.
yeah, what's
Yeah.
life after?
I had a lot of DMs like congratulating me, just like saying like you beat the shit out of her, like kind of just like she taught like okay. When I in that interview after, obviously I was like on a high and I was like, if you talk, what did I say? Like,
I don't know. If you talk shit,
Shit
you
get
get hit. You get
like,
hit or
talk
something
shit,
like
get
that.
hit, bitch.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
that's what I said. But I was like, I said that and I was like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that. But like, it's literally true. Like, that happened.
Yeah.
But you know what? It was like, if she didn't do that, like, it was funny. Like, it was like definitely a press move
Honestly,
for
you
Suzy,
did
like,
nothing wrong.
No.
You beat the shit out of her, and you were so happy. You were celebrating, and then she barked at you in the weigh-ins. So of course you're gonna talk your shit when you knock her, like when you beat her. You know?
It makes me upset because also in that podcast she said that I was talking shit about her, where I literally didn't say one thing about her except for talk shit, get hit, which isn't even like. That's just like a fact. Like, that literally happened.
Yeah. I have a question. Me and him were talking about the inception of that podcast coming out. Do you think that was before she made that post about you?
Yeah. So
like we were I want your opinion on it first.
I think she probably made the podcast like right when she got home.
I think so.
Probably a bit like.
I think so.
She still had a pop eye vessel.
Yeah, she got a pop eye vessel. Yeah. She had a migraine, I guess.
Yeah.
That's scary. Like, if I got hit that many times, I'd probably literally go.
The one thing that bugged me was how like the host, he was just very like, I don't know, slimy. Like, oh my god, she's so much taller than you.
You're like, why don't you?
How is that fair? How is that fair? Like, buddy, what do you know?
Like it's literally
no
boxing.
research.
It has
yeah,
nothing
but like I
to do
hate it
with
how
that.
like that they held that conversation for a good like 10 minutes of just like. That's so unfair, Suzy. Oh my
Yeah, and
gosh.
that's
How
his
can they
whole
set you
title.
up? They made her like the biggest victim. Like the fight was unfair. Like,
Yeah, no, it
yuck.
literally wasn't.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I think they try to paint you as like a villain.
I know, and it sucks,
but you're the hero at the end of it. So it's like
no, but seriously, if I ever do Rough and Rowdy again, like bring me someone taller. Like I want to prove a point. Like actually.
For real. So I guess
or
like
a challenge.
is there? Yeah. So there is a future with Rough N Rowdy. Maybe. Hopefully.
I don't know.
I know, but I'm saying
contacted
like
me,
you would train though. Like you're down for another fight. Like
I'm
you're
still
ready.
training boxing anyway. Like I
That's
literally have a
cool.
session
Shit.
Friday. Like I like boxing a lot. I literally love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the next one's in February, which is literally in like 6 weeks.
You think they'll book you again?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Because
Yo.
I have the influencer belt now. Like someone's gotta take it.
That's true. And, like,
Like-
are you like contacting them, kind of like holding that on them, like?
Well, no, I haven't messaged them yet about it because I think they're just like they haven't really. I'm talking to a few of the other ones. And I know they haven't messaged them either.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yeah,
it would be a really cool experience though because I like it.
Yeah.
But I'm scared like I would get the shit beat out of me. Why do I keep saying that backwards? Like my dyslexia? Like what?
But no, even though
the
it's like
shit
even
beat
to,
out. Yeah.
You said it, I think.
yeah, no, but even too, it's like you gotta live your highs and lows, right? Like
Yeah,
you're
like,
you're gonna be champion for
literally-
only so long. Like Adesanya, like you defend it, but
No, but that energy, like, if I could feel like that every day,
So-
like, what job can I have that makes me feel like that?
So your
every
highlight
day?
moment is obviously the win.
The win was great.
Yeah.
But the win was great, but it wasn't great because I actually felt like I didn't deserve it. I have really bad imposter syndrome. When I hit 100K on YouTube, I literally was crying in my bed, like, the entire night. Like, it was like, it feels like when you hit this point, you're, like, going to feel this happiness, but it's like,
it's empty.
it doesn't. Yeah, it's weird. It's empty. It's really scary.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like you can't think of it like that, I guess. It's just like the lead up was the best part for me. When I won, that was obviously sick, and like now I look back at it, I'm like, it's really cool. But in the moment when I won, it didn't, like, I felt kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Fine.
I get what you mean though with like the imposter syndrome, right?
Yeah,
Like,
no, it's really bad.
Yeah, but it's funny because I feel like sometimes that imposter syndrome is what kind of makes you so hungry to be successful and make all these creative videos and be just like super
Yeah.
good at what you do.
Yeah.
So
I know, it's like we have to give ourselves a break sometimes.
sorry,
like
I'm
a
like, we're talking,
little pat on the
literally-
back.
yeah,
Yeah,
literally.
it's just like, yeah, it's hard when it's in the moment.
It's
Yeah.
fire.
Sweet. But yeah, I guess is there anything else you want to get off your chest and like,
Plug
clear out the air? Because I know that.
Yeah,
you know?
plugins, like shit you still gotta talk. Like
Yeah, I think that was like pretty much it. That podcast just made me like kind of sad because I'm like, why are you saying it's unfair?
Yeah.
I'd rather her say it's unfair that I played sports and like, but I didn't train before. She thinks I'm like lying about how many weeks I was training for.
Yeah.
Like I straight up, like, you saw the video on my story the other day.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know how to fucking move my feet. Like it was just, and I like trained twice a day. Was literally cried after freaking almost every practice because I just felt like I was a piece of shit.
Yeah.
And then like it hit one day and it was a few weeks before the fight and I was like, okay, I'm actually getting this.
Yeah.
an athlete.
But yeah,
Good
if
job.
I had less than 6 weeks, I think it would have been different. Like
Yeah.
I wouldn't have been as good. And
Even to you kind of gave her credit. If you told her if she would have had your coaches, you probably would have had
Yeah.
a better fight, right?
yeah, like I know. I don't want to like blame her coaches either, but like
Tanner will say it though.
yeah, Tanner. He literally said FaceTime me. Like I'll literally go at it. I'm like,
He's
no.
a man, bro. He's a man. He's a man.
Yeah, but moral of the story, like if I didn't spar, I think I would have been. It would have been way more fair, if that makes sense.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I literally overtrained.
Yeah, and it's just hard for
Prepare
like
for
I guess
war.
her
Yeah,
to admit.
I prepared for the worst.
Literally.
I prepared to literally fight Christy Martin.
What are you saying though?
But no, I was just saying like it's kind of just like I forgot what I was gonna say actually.
Fuck, man. Come on. You got this.
I forgot still. But no, it was along the same lines, just about like the fight, just in regards to like, I think at the end, it's hard for her to admit that you only trained for 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? And it's hard for her to admit that height doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's hard for her to admit like it's
She
just like
lost.
and yeah, and like, you know, you gotta give her credit. She's brave. You know, she took it to the chin. You gotta give her credit. But like, you can't be lying and spreading misinformation.
Yeah, like that's just
that's all. Like I get you're like out there, vlog squad, Hollywood, fake beef, this and that. Nah, like.
Just like
Sarah
take the
beat
L
you.
kind of thing.
Yeah, that's my thing. You know,
Yeah.
like,
I mean,
that's
if I lost,
maybe the London protection for you. Maybe.
Yeah.
You know what I
Handle
mean?
peace,
Maybe
like,
that's where it's coming from. But
even too, it's like, I think you gave her a good fight. You even gave her the benefit of the doubt. You're like, yo, I don't want to come at you as like my enemy.
Yeah.
We could do this. We'll have a good time. And even too, before this podcast was even booked, we talked to Sarah. Let's run it back. Next day, this beef starts, and then the next day, the podcast comes out. So
Yeah.
we're like, what is this inception?
yeah,
I know. That's why I didn't really. I think it was just like first time influencer fight we've ever seen. Like
Yeah.
there's no information on anything. Like we just did that. Like
yeah,
I don't know.
No, that's awesome though.
sick. Well, yeah, no, I guess we'll wrap it up there. Yeah.
Yeah.
How do you feel? How do you feel
Yeah.
getting that out?
No,
Yo,
it feels good.
Where's
Good.
your belt, yo? Can we
Yeah,
get,
can we get the belt? Can we get
her
the
a
belt?
I want her to flex that real quick for you guys.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Cause yo, is this the only one we have in Canada so far?
That's the only one we have in Canada.
so flex
There's not a
that.
belt.
Yeah,
No,
let's
only
But
the
no,
main
but-
events got the belt.
But nobody got
Let's
this
go.
one.
This one too. This one too. Let's go. Rough and
No,
Rowdy.
yeah, this is like my favorite thing. I love it.
I love
It's
it.
just like the best.
Well, you know what? You're a freaking champ, Sarah.
Thank
So
you.
congratulations. You did
Oh my God,
amazing.
with this mic.
You did
Yeah.
absolutely amazing.
No,
You
it
killed
was so fun. Thank you guys for having me again.
No, honestly, Sarah, thank you for even just being part of our squad. You
Of
know?
course.
We got you forever.
We
Yeah.
still have to do that Omegle video.
Yes, please.
We will do that just now.
All right, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, thanks for commenting and subscribing, and tune in next time.
Remember.
Yes, February
Peace.
10th. Might be
Peace.
Rough and Rowdy. Check it out again.
Hey. Easy.